Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Business Show. This is the show for coaches, speakers, and trainers who want to grow their businesses while making an impact in the world. Every week, we have incredible guests, or sometimes a solo episode. Sometimes we interview clients to show what is given them, so they can give you an insight of what is that they do, how do they run their businesses, what is they believe, and how they help their clients. So you can connect with incredible people every single week. If you have not subscribed to the show, make sure you subscribe right now so you don't miss any other future episode. And also, if you like what you're going to hear, make sure you leave us a review. Without further ado, it's time to get started with the interview of the day. And it is my absolute pleasure to introduce the one and only Juan Carlos Gouveia to the show. Juan Carlos, great to see you. How are you doing today?
Oh, me too. Thank you for allowing me to participate in your podcast. I'm excited and thrilled to be here.
I'm excited to have you here because we're going to talk about one of the topics that, as human beings, affects us all,
Yeah,
which is the topic of personal freedom. How do we freely
absolutely.
express ourselves, who we are? And I believe that as coaches, speakers, when we are in business, uh, our business is an extension of who we are. It's an extension of ourselves. And the more we can be ourselves, also the more people we can impact and the more clients we can help.
Mm.
And what I want to know from you is, before we go into a bit of like how we can be fully ourselves and express ourselves, tell us a bit more about you and your journey. Like, where did it all start for you?
Simone, it all started with the need to be yourself um, and not feeling comfortable, not expressing your true self, doing whatever you had to do to be able to be present, but in some ways hiding your true identity.
Mm.
So it reached a point that in my life, hiding my true self in order to please others was making me very unhappy,
Mm.
to the point that was unbearable. And something had to give up, and not being me was not an option. So I embark in this journey to self-development, and with the years, I became more comfortable being who I was and who I am. And to the point that I've changed careers from having a career in the scientific field to a career in empowering people to be free
Yeah.
and to reconnect with themselves. So I became a rapid transformational therapist. And in the process, um, I became free and comfortable on who I am and giving the power to other people to do the same.
Well, there's no better thing when we have a personal transformation, also being able to give it to others like you're
Yeah.
doing. At what point did you realize enough and is enough? What was the turning point for you that made you say, I got to change this? This is not me.
The point was on going to events and going to events. And I think the last event is the best of you.
Hmm.
And I spend the whole day absorbing lots of knowledge. And at some point says, actually, I can do something. I can do something to transform my life. And that's where the catalyst to retrain. And while working, um, I was able to fund my business on the side
Hmm.
and investing more in my development and in my growth, to the point that was making my true self to emerge, allowing my true self to emerge, and no need to hide,
Yeah.
because I've hidden my sexuality for years and years, because of shame, because of all the things that society was telling me that was wrong, and making me feel no matter what I did, no matter how many degrees I did, no matter how master's degrees I had, wasn't enough, because from the external in is not the solution. The solution is from the in out.
Have you tried? Because you mentioned that you've been actually, yeah, that's a question I would love to ask you to understand a bit more about, like, how did society or what you had to go through suppress who you were? How did this happen over the years? Because I know it's not a process that it was done in one day. It's been years and years
Absolutely.
and years.
Yeah.
So what made you like really dim your light and not be fully yourself?
Yeah. So I'm talking about lots of years back. It's not nowadays, although homosexuality is now acceptable within parameters in society. Not everywhere in the world it is acceptable. Um, I was coming from a little village back in Madeira Island in Portugal.
Mhm.
And when I have all around me not approving, and religion and upbringing all saying that that is wrong, there is no way you can shine.
Hmm.
You had automatically to create a new persona and hide your own and be something else. And when you are being someone else other than you, it is hard work, because the you wants to come out, the you the you wants to be manifested there, but it's not allowed to, because you're going to be rejected. The fear of rejecting, the fear that your friends are going to reject you, the fears that your family is going to reject you, holds you in. And when it holds you in, it encapsulates you in a shell that can be very hard to break. So you become invisible. You become so encapsulated in this creation of your own that you almost forget who you are. And then depression, then unhappiness, and you're not able to fulfill your full potential. And
Uh,
it comes a point that enough is enough.
and so you reached that point, and where you said, okay, I gotta change something. And I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people that are now listening to this interview, and they're going to feel that whether you're homosexual or not, you're going to feel a moment in your life where you have suppressed the side of you that wanted to come out, that
Yeah.
wanted to fully express yourself, either because you wanted to conform to your peers, to conform to society. Now, you mentioned that at some point you even forget about like who you are. You even
Yeah.
forget who you are. You become a shell of who you are. So when you were in the process of actually rediscovering who you were after suppressing it for so many years, how did you realize this is my true self? Because at that point, I'm not even sure that many people know. Like after suppressing it, I don't even know what's my true self is supposed to look like. I don't even supposed to
Yeah.
how so how was that process for you of reconnecting with your true self?
Through the process of rapid transformational therapy, which is a way of removing limiting beliefs.
Mhm.
And the process is that attaching your sexuality to who you are is limiting yourself, because you're not just a sexual human being.
Mhm.
There is more within you than your sexuality. And when I realized that my sexuality plays such a small amount in my life, because it's the only difference is the sex act that homosexuals do that heterosexuals don't do.
Mhm.
But the rest, we pay tax, we have to work, we have to do everything that everybody else.
Yeah.
So then I realized, why am I allowing an hour, and this is stretching how enriched your sex life is, because for some people can be very small, can be 5 minutes. uh, so why I allowing 1 hour or maybe a night or whatever time defining my life, defining who I am? Beside my sexuality, I'm a human being. I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm a contributor to society. And that was the awakening.
Yeah, and you know what? I can already think about how we identify ourselves, and we take what we do can be our career,
Yes,
can be our role in family, our
yes,
sexuality,
yeah.
uh,
Our
our
jobs,
our
our
jobs,
jobs.
our business, as a label of who we are, and then we attach ourselves, what is the results that we get on how we are perceived in a certain area, define how we are running our own lives. Now, it is a much milder example, but there are also, for example, like a big part of my identity is like being a business mentor, being a business
Yeah,
coach. That's a big part of my identity. And I remember there were moments where, like any business, we have up and downs. There are moments where the business goes
absolutely.
great. We have moments where the business doesn't go great, like any
Yeah,
business. But I was attaching my ability to be a good mentor to others to the result that I was having in 1 month or not. And so 1 month I felt on top of the world in terms of being able to help others. And other months I was like, who am I to do this?
mm,
And it is in a different way how we attach so much to our identity. Now, how how is life on the other side though? Because you have been through the two extreme. You have been from completely suppressing your true reality and your true self to completely to now expressing yourself, being comfortable in who you are.
yeah.
So how are you experiencing life now differently than you were experiencing it before?
I'm experiencing life in a more, it's more joyful, there is more freedom. Understanding that not everybody likes you, not everybody will agree with you, but that is how the amazing society we live in, diversity, different people bringing different things into society, and not being afraid, because one of the two main needs that we need when we arrive into this planet is the need to feel safe and connect.
Mhm.
And we find connection in order to belong. And in order to belong, we do whatever we need to do in order to belong, because the fear of rejection is painful.
Mhm.
So in order to avoid that, we create these beliefs. But when you realize that you can connect in so many different ways, and you can use all your experiences, because everything I went through now, enlightened and wiser, I know that it was preparing me for something amazing.
Hmm.
It was training me. I didn't even realize that I was being trained to be something else in 2020, 2021. But when you are in the 1990s, in the middle of it, you don't realize.
Hmm.
But the process of going through it is the process that allows you to transform. They say, when you're going through hell, keep running, keep walking. Why do you want to stop in hell? Just keep running until you go and get to the other side. And that is within my journey, that's what I did. It felt uncomfortable, but going through the process until you reach to the other side,
Hmm.
and supplementing with reading, constantly working with yourself, surrounding yourself with good mentors, good friends that empowering you. And it's a reflection on all my relations.
As you mentioned, it is not something that, who, look at me, I'm myself now, and the work stops there. Now there is maintenance to that
Absolutely.
work, and you're talking about the mentors that you have, you're talking about the environment and the other people that you're connecting with, because it's so easy, in particular after so many years of being trained, of being someone that you're not, to fall back into what is safe
Yeah.
instead of pushing forward. Because even sometimes we are in hell, but in hell is warm. And we can get comfortable in the warmth of the
Yes.
hell,
Yeah.
instead of saying, actually, let me push forward, let me move forward. Because now that leads to my next question, which is, you mentioned, if sometimes there are people right now that, like you were before, they have spent years not being themselves. They have spent years in what can figuratively say in this interview in the 1990s,
Yes.
and they are there right now. What will be the starting point? What is if you were to give them a first step, what will be the first step that you can give them?
The first step is what you're doing making you happy? Is what you're doing fulfilling you? And what we need to understand, that the brain is not here to make you happy. Your brain is designed to make you safe. So the way we use that safety can be detrimental to ourselves.
Hmm.
For example, examples through the work I do, for a drug addict, injecting on the veins and running out of veins and now injecting in the eye feels safe.
Hmm.
For me, it's, oh my God, that's what you need to do to feel safe temporarily.
Hmm.
We do a, a wide range of things to be in that safety mode,
Yeah.
because our mind, our brain is designed to keep you safe, not to keep you happy. But if you're not happy, you do whatever you need to do to bring you from a state of pain to pleasure. And that is where we are. We bridge from pain to pleasure, because pain is not nice, pleasure is good. So we tend to go from pain to pleasure, pain to pleasure. And we do whatever we need to do to avoid that pain. And that could be injecting, it could be drinking, it could be anything else.
Hmm.
Avoid pain to pleasure. And the way people do this transition, they just need to think, what am I doing in order to feel safe? What am I doing to stop me feeling that uncomfort inside me?
Yeah.
And when they get the realization, actually, what I do, I know I'm not supposed to be doing it, but confronting it and being there is so painful, I rather forget about it. And then you repeat it. And guess what? The mind learns by repetition.
Yeah.
And if you repeated it yesterday, you're going to do it today. But until you realize that what you are doing in order to stop feeling pain and work towards it, you won't be free.
That's very powerful. It's almost like the illusion of let me do it on Monday.
Yeah.
I will start on Monday. I will start tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no Monday, because the
Yeah.
moment you're doing from now until tomorrow, from now until Monday, is only reinforcing the pattern that we have. And
Yeah.
I used food before to make me
Yeah.
feel safe,
Yeah.
and confusing that safety that I was feeling, that comfort that I was feeling, with habits.
Yeah.
And for me, food was my biggest one. After, before there were cigarettes, and then I stopped smoking a pack of cigarettes a day when I was 23 or 22,
Yeah.
and then I started eating like crazy.
Yeah.
That made me feel good, and in particular in moments of stress, is still something I need to be aware of, because my mind immediately thinks about food. If
Yeah.
I'm stressed, it doesn't think about anything else, but it associated for so long the feeling of you're stressed, something is not working, go and eat something.
Yeah.
And generally that something is not a carrot.
Pain, pleasure. From pain to pleasure. Yeah.
And that's been
And
like
yeah.
this constant part. And is that so? How does RTT work in breaking? Because what I'm hearing you saying is that RTT works in breaking this cycle,
Yes.
right? So how does it work? Like when you work with a
Uh,
client, what do you do with them?
okay. RTT is it's a pioneering therapy created by Marisa Pia through an evolution of the therapy. She's been a therapist for more than 30 years. So as a result, she developed a method.
Mm-hmm.
And the method comprises four modalities, the top four modalities that we have now, which is NLP, neuro linguistic programming,
Mm-hmm.
CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, psychotherapy for the talking therapies, but uses hypnosis
Mm-hmm.
to incorporate the four. And hypnosis is just a way of relaxing the body and quieting the conscious mind.
Yeah.
So that allows the subconscious mind, which is 90% of your mind, and you to influence 10% of your mind. So when we tap into that 90%, which holds everything about you, it's a library of your life. And guess what, Simone? It's all about you.
Hmm.
Everything is there. Every belief, every action, every thought is there. It's not needed, but it's there in the background. It's like a computer. You don't need all the programs, but the programs are there running.
Yeah.
So what RTT does, it gives you clarity. It goes to the root why you do what you do. And when you find the root and we remove it, you're free. And that empowers you to be outgoing, to be confident, to be rejection proof, uh, I can give you lots of examples, but I'm
Yeah,
going
if
to
you
give
can.
my
Yeah,
examples from myself,
yeah, please.
my own life, hiding, hiding in a laboratory, doing a degree in sciences to become a microbiologist, then not feeling enough, do a master's in clinical microbiology to feel even more important, to feel enough. But you're still not enough because you're still hiding your true identity.
Mhm.
So having degrees to cover something that you are is not the answer. So when you do through the process and you realize, you know what, I can be me. And then this is the result. Now I don't need to hide behind a microscope. I don't need to hide behind Petri dishes. I don't need to hide behind anything. So now is this empowered human being seeking mentors to increasing my visibility. How do I do this? How do I do that? Because I was in a mess and now I'm going to transform this mess into my message to empower other people. Um, it's all a product of that initial realization and seeking to be helped.
Yeah, I can I can testify as well, for like when you finally like are in, because it's almost like being in peace. That's what I'm
Yes, you
hearing you say.
finally
It's like
arrived.
when you're right and you're in peace with who you are as a human being. Now the world becomes a playground.
Yeah,
The the concept of oh, I'm not good enough to do this, or let me not do this because people will not accept me, or because I will not be able to make it, doesn't exist anymore. Because, like, hey, let me try and give it a go. Let me see how this works. Let me see what I can create for others. Let me see what I can create for the world. But we can see also in the business world, there are so many people that are operating within the box that they have created for themselves for so many years. And the
yeah,
box is always there, and we are always shaping and reshaping this particular box. But when we are finally breaking free and saying, actually, this is who I am. You like me? Great. You don't like me? Great. Anyway, I'll find someone
yeah.
else who's going to like me. And this is not an excuse, though, to not become better as people.
Yes,
Because it's
absolutely.
not like cockiness or arrogance to say, oh no, I'm too good for you, I don't need to improve. No, we all have our side of character, we want to improve and so on, but it's improving them within who we are, not because we feel that we want to be someone else.
Yeah. The thing, Simone, is that arrogance is a self-coping mechanism as well.
Okay, tell me more.
Yes, the arrogant thing is because when you feel enough, when you are comfortable with yourself, you don't need to hurt other people. You don't need to feel arrogant. And arrogance and it's a coping mechanism. You know what? I don't want to be there. I behave this way. But when you are really free, you don't need to put those masks on. It comes naturally. And what other people may misinterpret confidence and self assurance with arrogance, and it's not. The other thing that people need to understand that as you progress, you gain people and you lose people.
Yeah.
But you need to be comfortable with that process because the people you may lose could be family members, could be friends
Hmm.
that because they don't understand you, then there is this representation of you that is not what they used to.
Yeah.
For example, the alcoholic friend that used to go and drink every day now decided that, you know what, enough is enough. This is making me unwell. And I realized that I deserve better. Therefore, I'm not going to go, I'm your friend, but I don't participate in the drink anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, there is a difference now. You're not what you used to be. And then all the labels and all the excuses. And if people are not comfortable, then there will be problems in there. So
Yeah.
what we need to realize is that as we progress within our journey, we gain people and we lose people. But the people we gain are more in congruence what we want to. And eventually, your friends are going to come to their senses and realize that if they were friends, they are friends.
That's so powerful. I'm thinking even I used to be before starting my business and before
Yeah,
changing as a person. I used to be a big party boy. I was partying 5 times a week. I was always getting drunk. I was smoking weed like crazy.
yeah,
I was always out there.
yeah,
And when I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking for about 7 years. Then I got married. I started again, but that's another story. No, I use it as a joke. Actually,
yeah.
it's because like me and my wife, we joke quite a lot because on the wedding day, I wanted to drink something, and then I said, "Oh, why did I stop?" And so I restarted drinking. But now the joke is that I got married and I started drinking
Yeah.
again. To give some context, nothing bad about my wife. Really happy marriage,
Absolutely. It's
but
it's taken in that context.
yeah, no, exactly. But I need to say it because people are listening here now saying, "Oh my God, what
Yeah.
is he saying here?" So
It's
the
not an excuse to not marry.
no, it's not an existence. Actually, it's brilliant.
I've
Best
been I've
decision of my life.
I've been in a relationship for 28 years and it's just getting better and better.
Wow, 28 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And I remember when I went back to Italy, uh, I couldn't relate anymore with those friends. And I had to let go of friends that before we were really close, we were partying together all the time. But now I want something different from my life. I have
Yeah.
different goals, different dreams. I'm a different person. And so that's how important it is to create the space as well for new people to come into your life.
Absolutely.
Now,
And you can offer services to them. You are now empowered to no, you are now empowered to help them because there is a connection
mm,
for the alcoholic friend that stops drinking now can be an example. You too can overcome it because
yeah,
I did. You remember when I used to drink so much and now I don't? I did it, so can you.
so you
So
can.
we can always empower other people and
Yeah.
we will show by example. This is a different person. This is a new person. This is not what I used to be. So um, it's it is possible. We are our own limitations. The only limit is ours.
I love what you just said, and with this, I have many more questions to ask. I'm sure that there are other people here that are listening. They will love this interview to keep going. But now we reach time, so I would love to ask you for everyone that wants to reach out to you. They want to work with you, explore how they can experience working with you, or see some of your content. What is the best way to get in touch?
I'm on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I've got my one website at changeideserve.com, where they can book a free discovery call to see we can work together and what I can offer. Um, they can reach me through the website and through social media. Yeah.
All right, that's brilliant. So changeideserve.com. That's it. Is
Changeideserve.com. And in there is explanations what I do. There is a blog. There is videos. Uh, Also, I'm on YouTube with a few videos because my visibility, I'm working on my visibility.
mhm.
You are talking with someone that is now a different person. someone that hidden for so long and now is
Now it's going everywhere.
becoming more visible and being comfortable with that visibility. So yeah, so they can reach me through my website changeadeserve.com and the social media as well.
That's brilliant. Well, Juan Carlos, if we were to summarize in a few sentences the conversation that we had so far, what final message would you leave to our listeners or our viewers?
Have time to think how you're feeling, be in touch with that feeling. Doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is, because through that you will have the answers. If you're not feeling in a state of joy, why aren't you feeling in a state of joy? If you're not feeling fulfilled, what is stopping you feeling fulfilled? And your answers will be there. And then from there, you are more empowered to seek help. And the moment you do that, your journey is going to just catapult you into an amazing life, because I did it. And so can you and everybody else.
We're seeing that here. Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Carlos Gouveia, thank you very much for
Thank you,
being
Simone.
on our show. It was a brilliant interview. And make sure you reach out to Juan Carlos, see if this message, there was a part of this message that really resonated with you, then take the next step, reach out, connect, at least follow him on social media, connect with him to book a session. And then also, if you haven't subscribed to the show, make sure you subscribe to the Explode Your Expert Business Show so you don't miss any other future episodes that we are running. And if you like the conversation, leave us a review. It helps a lot getting other incredible guests and incredible conversations like we had today. So from myself and Juan Carlos is everything, and we're looking forward to see you next time. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.